Hi, my name is Josh Danette, and this is my Fairbanks weather observation for ATM 101. This is my screencast for Unit 10, and it is over my observations from March 24th through March 28th. Here is a map of Alaska, just a reminder of where I'm located. I'm in Fairbanks, Alaska. It is denoted by the A. Here is the picture of my precise location. It is marked by the black star on this map. I'm on the University of Alaska Fairbanks campus, and I'm going to be comparing my data with the NWS observation information, which was taken approximately 4 miles from where I'm at the Fairbanks International Airport. So to start off my comparison, I wanted to show you my weather observation data. As you can see, I started on the 24th, went through the 28th. I tried to be as consistent with the times as I possibly could. They are all within an hour of each other. The only other thing I really want you to pay attention here to is the pressure that I was seeing throughout the days. On the 24th, I had a reading of 1,028 millibars, and then on the 25th, it dropped significantly to 1,013 millibars. It then dropped a little bit more on the 26th to 1009, and then from there it went up a little bit and then back down a little bit on the 28th to 1009 again. But I just want you to take a look at this because I'll be talking about it later, kind of explain why I believe that this happened. Here is my data compared with the NWS data for the air temperature. I felt that they are pretty comparable. Mine were off very slightly, but I felt that majorly had to do with the fact that they were taking readings every hour, and I was just taking it merely every 24 hours. But I had the general idea from the 24th to the 25th, the temperature rose a little bit, and then from the 25th to the 26th, the temperature was pretty consistent, stayed about the same, went down very slightly from the 26th to the 27th, and then from that point till the 28th it also maintained, maybe went up very slightly, but it was fairly close to what it was the day before. Now throughout the week it was pretty nice. As you can see, the temperatures were the high 30s majority of the time. It was beautiful, clear. The wind was the only other thing that really changed, and even that, it didn't change very much. On the 24th, we had a Beaufort number of probably number 2, and the wind was coming from the east. On the 25th, it was about the same, a Beaufort number of 2, wind coming from the east. And then on the 26th, the wind changed direction and slowed down a little bit. I had a Beaufort number of 1, and the wind was coming from the southwest. On the 27th, it was the same, Beaufort number of 1, wind coming from the southwest. And then on the 28th, the wind changed very slightly, and I had a Beaufort number of 1, wind coming from the west. This is my comparison of the barometric pressure with the NWS observation site. At the beginning of the week, I was right on. We had relatively high pressure at the beginning, and for the first 24 hours it dropped significantly, like I was talking about before. It then continued to drop very slightly, and then went up and back down to end up maintaining. But it's fairly close to what they also observed. At the end of the week I was off a little bit, but it was only within a few millibars, so I felt that it was consistent enough. Now I'm going to go over each day throughout the week with these maps. I'm going to start with my first day of observation, March 24th, 2014. Now when we look at this, the first thing I want you to look at is all the low pressure systems. There's quite a lot of them, but they are scattered on the outskirts of Alaska and into Russia a little bit, so they're not affecting my Fairbanks weather very much. Now there's a high pressure system that is up in the top of the image in between Alaska and Canada, and it is pretty high up there, but I believe that is the reason why it was the highest pressure of the week. The only other thing I want you to look at are the troughs that are in the image. with the major one being in between Russia and Alaska. This is March 25th, 2014. As you can see, the low pressure system came into the interior, and this explains why I observed pressure dropping 15 millibars. Once again, it's very clear. You can see the clouds are slightly moving in. The bottom right hand portion of the image, you can also see this occluded front and the low pressure system there. It's kicking up what looks like some nasty weather. We'll just have to keep an eye on that as I continue to go through the weather. And now we're on to my third day of observation, March 26, 2014. As you can see, the low pressure systems have moved out of the interior of Alaska. All the fronts in the southeast have also moved down and away from Alaska. There is a warm front and a cold front that met over in the Bering Sea and have become an occluded front. It's just another thing we're going to have to keep an eye on as I continue to go through the week to see if it migrates towards Alaska, changes the weather any. But the clouds are still slowly moving in. Clear weather in the interior. Now we have random broke up troughs all over the place, and there's more cloud cover around Alaska that is just slowly moving in. The low pressure systems are kind of on the outside of Alaska, as well as the high pressure systems. I believe this is why the pressure didn't change very much. It dropped a little bit on this day, but only a few millibars. This is March 27th, 2014. The grouping of fronts that are in the Bering Sea I was just talking about actually have migrated in towards the coast of Alaska. We also see that there are 3 high pressure systems that are around Alaska and through Canada, although none of them are very close to my location, and that's why I feel the pressure is merely maintained rather than fluctuating around. You can also see that my area is very clear, as well as the majority of Alaska. So this was my final observation taken on March 28th, 2014. One thing that's kind of interesting about this map is if you look at it, it looks like Alaska is completely cloudy. And I didn't observe a single cloud on that day. So I thought that was kind of funky. But other than that, we have some occluded fronts that are pushing into Alaska, and along with them are coming snow showers, fog, and rain as well. So looking at this, I would say that in the next few days we would have a big change in weather, maybe some snow, some kind of crappy weather, which would suck because it's been so beautiful. But so far, I have not seen any signs of that, so I will only have to wait and see if it gets any worse. To finish up this presentation, I'd like to go over the GOES images from March 24th, 2014. This top left-hand picture we have already went over briefly, today's weather map, and I just want you to notice again, like I said before, there's the low pressure systems on the outskirts of Alaska and into Russia, as well as the high pressure system up towards the top of Alaska, with the one main trough that's splitting Alaska and Russia. Now if you look over into the top right hand picture, the infrared image, it relatively depicts the today's weather map image very well. It shows the different clouds in the different areas, but the main thing I get out of this is the different colors of the clouds in the image, and this tells me that the clouds are at different altitudes. So now we're going to look down into the bottom left hand corner. This is the visible view, which is pretty much just a view of you looking down from space on the Earth. The Fairbanks area is clear in this image, and that is what I was able to observe from my observations. You can also see that there is cloud cover spread out through the area in majority of the time in areas of low pressure systems, it tends to be more cloudy in those areas, and then in the high pressure areas it tends to be clear. Now the last image I want you to look at is the bottom right image of the water vapor, and this just shows where the water vapor is throughout the map. Once again, lighter colors mean more water vapor, and the darker colors mean drier areas. So as you look at this map, you will see that it's wetter in the areas of low pressure, and it tends to be drier in the areas of high pressure. And thank you for watching. That's all I have for you. Hope you enjoyed it.